Hello everybody, it's Monica Heltz with your weekly metric review for the Fishers Health Department. Today is Tuesday, January the 19th. I do have some good news today. We are seeing our second straight week of declines in our percent positivity rate, so I'm happy to share that news. Not a lot of change to our metrics this week. Our percent positivity is at 18.8% for the individuals tested. At the county level, our percent positivity at the Fishers Health Department site is at 12.93% today. Our case incidence rate is at 89.82. So those are all declines, but they're still well into our red or severe community transmission risk category. So no reasons to walk anything back yet as far as restrictions, but we are starting to see a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. As far as our public health capacity goes, our testing availability remains really strong. You can get an appointment the same day. And so we're at less than 1 day for appointment time. And so that remains in green as it has been. Our testing turnaround time is pretty consistently 2.7 days on average for us right now. We're going to keep that in yellow, and our tracing capacity remains the same. We have a strong team in place with the Fishers Health Department doing the tracing and making at least one notification on the same day that generally you get your results if you were tested through our site. We're also doing the tracing for the state health testing site as well, so you may hear from us from that as well. Healthcare in District 5, the hospitals seem to be doing a little bit better. The ICU admissions have gone up for District 5, but the capacity itself is decreasing and the admissions overall are decreasing. So I'm going to go ahead and move those metrics into yellow today. So again, 2-week decline in our percent positivity rates. We're seeing a little decline in our case incidence rate. All of this is good news. I should also mention that the effective reproductive rate of the disease right now has gone below 1, which is another critical factor indicating that we may see some slowing of transmission. Not enough to stop our precautions and our mitigation measures yet, but reason for hope that we may be heading in the right direction. You may have heard on the news about some of these new strains popping up. The CDC is anticipating that one of those strains will become the dominant strain in the U.S. by around March. So they are getting picked up by some of our PCR testing, and most states by now have reported those strains available in their state. We will be on the lookout for further information as far as the effectiveness of the vaccine against these various different strains that are coming out. In vaccine news, I know that some of you may have had some difficulty getting an appointment if you're in an eligibility group, and that would be individuals who are 70 and older and those who work in healthcare as defined by the specific criteria laid out by the state. If you have an appointment that is scheduled out for several weeks, please know that more appointments are becoming available at least every week. The state opens up more appointments. For example, the Fishers Health Department appointments were only set for the week through the week of the 25th. So if you have an appointment sometime in February, please keep checking back. But if you're in that 70 and up age group and you would like an earlier appointment, we do have a few available. They are not on the schedule, and that is just because we received a few extra doses of vaccine. So please call us. We've set up a line specifically for this purpose. Please make sure you're in one of the eligible groups before you call this line. That number is 317-537-0500. Please know that you will need to leave a message. This is not answered by a person, but we will be collecting those voicemails very actively right now to make sure that we can help you get an appointment or get an earlier appointment if your appointment is too far out. So please do call that number and leave a voice message, and we will get back with you. 317-537-0500 is that number. So far, in 1 week of vaccinations, we've done 973 vaccinations through our clinic. So that has been an incredible process, amazing. We're so happy to see those of you that came through our clinic the other day. We had a lot of fun, well, all the other days, actually. If you're interested in being on the standby list, you can still complete the vaccine interest survey. We do pull those names over every day or two, so you have a fresh shot every couple of days. I am sorting that list right now and prioritizing the next risk group down. So again, if you're 70 and older and you can't find a sooner appointment, please call that special line 537-0500 that we have set up for you. But if you are under 70, you still have a shot at the vaccine, but please know that we are starting with 69-year-olds. So we're looking at the next risk group down when we make those calls. We will not leave a message when we're making calls from the standby list, so you do need to pick up. You can look at the most likely City of Fishers numbers, so that's going to be 317, and it may start with 537, it may start with 567, or it may start with 597. We have a number of different people from different departments that might be making those calls. So keep a lookout for those numbers popping up and try to answer if you're on the standby list. The rates, just a word about rates. Right now we're seeing those go up in 10 to 19-year-olds. There's a possibility this could be due to kids returning to college needing to get tested. No real solid information on why those rates are going up right now. That's just a guess. All test positivity rate for the county right now is at 12.1%. So that likely will trigger a move for the county, Hamilton County, to be an orange this week when the state updates that tomorrow. However, the restrictions must remain in place for at least 2 weeks once a county hits an upper color, such as we're in right now. The county is in red on the state's metrics, and it has to stay there for at least 2 weeks before it can move to orange. So we'll keep an eye on that. U.S. right now has recorded more than 400,000 deaths due to COVID, confirmed deaths due to COVID. And Fishers, unfortunately, has recorded 65 deaths due to COVID amongst our residents. So let's keep up our mitigation steps, take the vaccine, keep being safe out there, you guys, and let's beat this thing. Thanks, everybody. Take care.